Mm. John?
Hello, everyone.
Oh, this is another John. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Guys, are you talking or maybe you watching something?
I just created a room and people are just joining. We have specific topics.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Good.
Oh my goodness, what happened with my microphone?
It sounds okay.
I know, but and I wasn't sure. I
Better
wasn't
going now.
certain. Yeah, great.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Very controversial topic, am I right?
Where, yeah.
I don't know what to say, but I can tell you something.
Okay.
Do you know what? It seems, some people, I mean, science, they, to discover, actually many years ago, many bones, dinosaurs' bones. Do you
What bones
understand?
come again?
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Yes, dinosaur. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
dinosaur. Yeah, exactly. And bones. What does it mean? It means, actually, direct living, dinosaurs, actually here on the Earth was living without human race. Am I right?
You may not be right.
Yeah, without us. The human don't exist. But I don't think so. For example, some dinosaur, they have to create, some religion. It means, religion, create we human people.
Most likely, yeah, we created religions.
Yes, we human. Sometimes, people was lazy. They don't want to work. You know what I mean? But religion wasn't like today, of course, actually, and what not the same. I mean, of course, actually, and so you have to pay taxes, you have to grow land, of course, actually. But now was easier even control the people, if you know what I mean. Several thousand years ago. As I said, in my opinion, every religion from around the world belonged to from us, human race.
Most likely, yeah.
This is my opinion.
Oh, we had another John here. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for sharing your opinion. Mm.
No problem.
Okay. But like, religions are man-made doesn't mean there is no God.
Do you know
So
what? And we have got is like, for example, everything depends about point of view, of course. You believe or not.
yeah, yeah. Either you believe
About
or
your
not.
approach. Yeah. About what is your approach, of course. Sometimes people need, for example, to religion. Sometimes people don't need religion.
God is the greatest lie invented by humans. Okay, but how did you confirm that it was a lie?
Religion is like company. It's like very big business.
Okay, not seeing something doesn't mean it was a
You
lie.
want to control human feelings. You want to sell, for example, feelings as well to them. The most of people, they was addicted. They have no idea how to live without religion because since when the people was born, every single day they listen, around, had was many people like parents, family members, of course, actually everyone, repeat the same information. If you want to repeat, 1,000 times, the same information, but it's not true, you have to believe.
So, but we should confirm that the information is false.
It's easy, to manipulate the human brain.
And that's another fact. Yeah, that's true, but that doesn't mean everything that people repeat is false.
We are diverse.
Okay. It doesn't follow also.
It's like with relationship, sometimes we don't like some guys. If something's wrong, maybe his appearance, maybe his personality is good, not good. Okay. But with some people, we can, for example, to be best friends. Amazing.
Amazing.
Like in
But what are
primary
your thoughts?
school and secondary school. And some guy, wasn't, funny, wasn't great, of course, actually, and I don't want to be, for example, a friend with him, right? Because his behavior wasn't, good for me, my opinion. But some other people, actually, his behavior was quite good. Okay, I can befriend. It's the same with religion, of course. Actually, I can listen or not. That's all.
I see. Okay, we have more people.
You put limit of the room, limit of people
Mm,
is
mm,
unlimited.
so- Yeah, it is.
Don't be surprised.
Let me check. Yeah, it's unlimited. Yeah.
Hello,
Hello.
hello, philosopher.
Hello. Yama.
How are you, sir?
I'm okay, man. How about you?
I'm also okay. Thank you for asking. Thank you for. And John,
Yes.
what's the topic about?
Look at it on the chat.
So I'm curious to know, philosopher. Are you a believer or non-believer? Are you an atheist or?
I'm an atheist.
Okay, then we are friends.
Oh, really?
Hey guys,
Hey, man.
what's up? Can I say something?
You're already saying something.
Okay, actually I'm beginner English and I'm from Bangladesh.
I remember.
Basically, I am joining in this platform for practice English. So I notice some people can't believe in God. Actually, who guys don't believe in God? Can you raise your hand?
We already mentioned about that, and you didn't get that part. And I also told you that this room is not suitable for you. There are many rooms that you can practice your English, okay? But since you don't understand what we're saying, that's not good, okay? I hope you understand this part. I'm just hoping. But seemingly you don't understand, and that's why this is not suitable. Yeah. Someone already asked me, do you believe in God or not? I said, I don't believe. And he said the same. So that means we are here, at least two atheist people.
Philosopher,
Yep.
can I ask you something?
You can ask any question, man. Any question that you imagine.
Okay, how did you come to this conclusion that there is no God?
I didn't come to that conclusion.
Then what made you to become an atheist?
Okay. As you probably know, there are two types of atheism:
Mm,
soft and hard. Hard atheist people, they have that conclusion there's no God. But soft ones, they're not convinced that a God exists, so that's not a conclusion. They don't say there's no God. They just say, "Oh, I'm not convinced that a God exists. I don't believe that a God exists. I'm not holding a belief that a God exists." But that doesn't mean they believe that there is no God.
so in this case, you're more close to being an agnostic,
I,
not an atheist.
I call myself agnostic atheist.
Agnostic atheist. Okay.
Yeah.
How could you say that? Like, yeah, there is God, and there will not be any God. How is it possible? Like,
Do you know
you have
agnosticism?
two mentalities, like two.
Do you know about agnosticism?
Yeah, yeah, I know about them. Like, in
Okay.
definition, like,
Okay.
they're more likely talking about probabilities.
Mm, no. Agnosticism is about just not knowing whether
Not
God
knowing.
exists or not. That's all. You don't know God exists or not. And this is me. I don't know whether there is a God or not.
Hmm,
But I don't believe that God exists. So that's the atheist part.
hmm,
So you can be a believer also when you don't know a God exists or not. So you can say, I don't know, man. I don't know God exists or not. But I believe. I want to believe. I feel good when I believe in God. That doesn't matter, right? Whether I know or not. Maybe some people claim that I can't know anything, okay? I can just believe in things. So they can be agnostic believers. And in my case, I am an agnostic non
hmm.
believer.
Like, what do you think about those people that they like those atheists that they're saying that, yeah, there is no God, there is no God, like they're 100% sure that there is no God. Like,
Okay.
how what do you want to say about them?
It depends. Like if they're talking about some specific gods, they can be sure. Because some definition of gods, they're so contradictory, they're so illogical. When they
Hmm,
find out that, and when they claim that there's no such a god, okay,
hmm,
no, I'm okay with that. But God have a lot of definitions, right? You can twist easily the definition,
hmm,
and you can create a concept which is unfalsifiable.
hmm,
And saying that this thing doesn't exist is a big claim. In my case, I don't know. Okay, yeah, I cannot falsify that. That doesn't mean it exists, but it doesn't mean it doesn't exist also, right? So there are
hmm,
concepts, either that concept is out there or not. And when
hmm,
it comes to such definitions of God, the ones that are unfalsifiable, then I don't know. Like maybe that there is such a God. And to me, it's not a big, question, right? Because when I observe the universe, we are intelligent, right? And there are other intelligent animals.
hmm,
We create things, right? We make things, and we see the nature. We don't think that the nature has been created by a god, but
hmm,
why not? If there's a god, that then maybe God created the nature. But anyway, like there's no good reason to believe that nature has been created by a god. So what we have, the things that created by intelligent beings, which are humans and animals, and the things that are created by nature, right? And seemingly nature is not intelligent.
hmm,
So if there's a cause for the universe, I also don't know that the answer. Either there is cause, maybe there's no cause. But probably there is cause. I think there is a cause. But anyway, that's not important. Maybe there's no. If there's a cause, again, the cause probably some natural cause, or
hmm.
maybe it's an intelligent cause. I just don't know the answer.
It, philosopher, when we are talking about the God, and like who created the universe, and who created us, and what's the purpose of life, like when we think about these things, like, so we come to this conclusion that there must be a beginning and and that beginning can be a god, and that, or it can be, you know, a big bang or something, like what people believe today. Like, so in this case, so if we believe that there is a god, okay, let's say there is a god, okay, how the god can be there like without being created? Let's say god is a cause, okay, or let's say no, there is no god, there is a beginning for the universe. So how this beginning came to be, or how god is there without being created, there is like this kind of questions. Like, what do you say about these questions?
Some people claim that there must be something without a beginning.
Hmm.
I say, okay, no problem. It doesn't mean the beginning is your God. It may be something else, but still it can be a beginning, right?
Hmm.
Or what about many beginnings? That doesn't mean there's only one thing at the beginning, right? If there is
Hmm.
such beginnings, it doesn't have to be one. Let's suppose there are 100 things which were at the beginning and they don't have any cause. I can imagine such things also. And
Hmm.
there's no any rules suggest that there must be only one thing at the beginning. No such a rule. Even if you accept that there must be a beginning, that doesn't have to be one.
Hmm.
So even this imagination breaks apart many god beliefs, because majority of the religions they believe in one god, right? At least Abrahamic
Yeah.
ones, and even
Hmm.
Hindu. Some Hindu people believe that the God is one. Has some different, you know, um,
Hmm.
features or images, like that they come or earth in different shapes or whatever. So it's more complicated. But in the end, like mostly they believe that there is one God, or
Hmm.
whatever the number is. It can be any number at the beginning, and again, it doesn't even have to be a God.
So do you think that there is a beginning for our world, or we can say universe, or something bigger than that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. But now, like in science, people are questioning Big Bang theory, and even some
Hmm.
suggest that we may be in a black hole. So if we are in a black hole, that means we are just a small part of another universe.
Hmm.
If that's the
Yeah,
case,
it's a kind of new theory. Like they're saying that we might be like inside a black hole. Like recently, the scientists saying this.
yeah. So maybe there is something bigger than this universe. But I'm also
Hmm.
okay to accept that maybe there's nothing further than this universe. Maybe this universe is everything that exists. I can
Yeah,
also accept that.
maybe. Yeah. So, what do you think? Like, we are inside what? Like, if we take the whole universe, the scientists they're talking about the age of the universe. You know. So, what's behind that? Like, there is a kind of barrier, like something. Like, what?
I don't
How
know.
can you imagine this?
It's really hard.
Yeah. When they're saying that there is the age of universe, I'm very curious to know what is this age.
The age is just the time that passed from the Big Bang, right, till this time.
Yeah. Hmm. And even if you read the the book, which is was written by Stephen Hawking, like he's saying that everything began with the Big Bang, time, matter, like space, everything. Okay, how this happened and pushed the thing? What was that thing that Big Bang pushed and created a space for itself?
Maybe the cause was external, Or
Hmm.
maybe the singularity has that property, right? So when
Hmm.
something happens, it doesn't mean the cause is external, right? Maybe
Yeah.
this was the property of the singularity, expansion. Maybe it's just expanding, and that was the property of the
Hmm.
singularity. I don't know that also,
Hmm.
but I can say that
Hmm.
okay, either there was a external cause, or maybe the cause was
Hmm.
internal.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but
Okay, somebody raised his hand in here.
mm, that somebody has a mic
Roaming.
right now.
Yeah, he has to.
If he wants to talk, he can. Something outside time and space created time and space.
Oh,
I don't know that. Okay, Raymond,
yeah, nothing. I
your
was
audio is too
listening.
low.
Oh, my voice is low.
Very low, yeah.
Is it fine?
No, it's not.
I think there is issue.
If you were talking,
Hello,
it means it's worse. Okay, say again.
yeah.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
It sounds a little bit
I think
better.
there is an issue. Mhm.
It sounds better right now, but there's something
I
else.
don't
But
know what's happening, but uh, yeah, I was just listening that you were the cause of universe, or like I think there's no problem if somebody is atheist or or non-atheist, or the even if somebody is theist or agnostic. The problem is people are like not open to learning. People are not receptive. uh, so yeah, we have labels. People have labels, this label and that label. Some accepted label of theist as something, uh, how do I say, the something rigid, or something like they don't wanna change. So with then when they put the label in his personality, so they just like they don't wanna change. Actually, people are not as receptive. Even theist, agnostic or atheist. So yeah, but I agree mostly with you that yeah, if people are like receptive to know things, if they are open to like knowing things, if somebody if things are uh, like if things are like destroy, how do I say, sorry. Mm, if the beliefs are destroying by the facts, so they should let them destroy. So but people are not ready to, because it's very complicated too, because it's a psyche, human psyche problem, I think. Are you listening? uh, I think I got disconnected.
no, you didn't. We are listening.
Oh, philosopher, okay.
Mm. Yeah, it may be weird
Hmm.
when people are not interrupting you. You think that you disconnected.
No, no, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Because you people have some like fine listening skills, so that's why.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand your points, your opinions. I'm not
So
always listening. When I see
Yeah.
what kind of points people are making, if I know, if I'm familiar, then I entrap mostly.
Mhm.
Um, so, do you believe in God?
uh, I I don't I don't believe in God as people believe, as most people believe. Uh,
That's not important. How you believe is not that much important. You can explain that.
like
So, how do you
mo-
believe?
one who is a believer, for that these believers, I am kind of atheist.
Oh, really?
For
Let's check
like
it out. Let's check it out. So, how do you believe a God exists?
uh, I take like existence of anything, for me, that is the thing, that is the entity, existence of anything. uh, Either it is a planet, or either it is a human, animal. So for me, that depend, because that depend on the other things, so it's a lot of interdependent. So
Things are dependent on other things. Okay. What does that mean?
so if you see the essence of anything, so everything is here and there, interdependent. So
That's what I said also. So, what does that mean?
how it how it is, I understand it in this way, that how it is, why it is so important that I don't think that any is there any point where the things uh, things start, or maybe that's a point, okay. But the thing is, whatever, uh, my English is not quite good. So so the thing is, whatever in the universe, within the universe, or the maybe the out multiverse, more than universe. So whatever, so everything is somehow uh, connected. Everything is connected. So essence of entirety in in every tiny thing, each and every tiny thing, the essence. If you find essence, so essence of uh, like if you take a drop of water from the river or from the ocean, so that drop of water has the properties. So that property which you find in the drop of water, that property also has in the river. Like uh, how do I put it? Uh, so so I so everything is, nature is totally interdependent. So similar, the entire universe, the planet, galaxy is interdependent, or the natural forces or the physical forces, they are somehow creating for each. Yeah.
The matter in the universe, it follows some rules, right?
Yeah.
The material, atoms, or whatever, they follow some rules. Physical.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you think that those physical laws are also dependent?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the physical law is the physical law actually created by the scientific framework. Uh, so they are dependent on the matter, or the interaction of matter. Uh, Somehow they are interacting. So on that interaction, the interaction of matter or energy, So they created, they find some framework. They prove in some framework by the scientific backing or some scientific lens. So they
Okay.
call it physical law.
So where do you put your God exactly here?
Uh, I think uh, I think we are like debating lot of thing according to scientific framework or philosophical framework. But I don't understand. I think everything is because interconnected, interdependent on each other. So we don't need to put uh, the the creator or any cause in one one direction, in one place. Uh, but uh, yeah,
You don't need to put God into one direction, but that doesn't mean there is a God.
yeah. There is why we even why do we call it God? We can call it anything.
But what do you call God exactly here? I was trying to understand that. What is
I think
God here in your speech?
uh, I think underlying uh, underlying underlying cause of everything is that ultimate thing, or we can call it truth, maybe, but don't need to be called as a god.
Yeah,
But
you don't need to call God because when we say truth, truth means something, right? And when we
yeah,
call God, yeah, God doesn't have very specific definition, but mostly God is a being who created this universe, right? So, and if there is a cause like that, that doesn't mean it's the cause of everything. It doesn't mean the truth is all about this creator of the universe. It doesn't mean that. So,
mm,
yeah, we shouldn't
uh,
use, you know, the word God for something that is not even close to the definitions of God that we learn from the religions.
yeah. I also think so that because we somehow clinch God, like we somehow connect God with the religion. And religion also tied with morality. So we deliberately try to impose morality on the thing called God. So that's why all problem, I think, arise from all problem. So I think that's why it's become very complicated. That
Okay, okay. Now I understand why some people might think that you're an atheist. Now I understand.
yeah, because I only know that there is a truth, and truth is everywhere. And you maybe call it God, but if you call it God, like truth as a God, so your all definition of the religion, I think, will be vanished.
Maybe, maybe. But again, like when you say the truth, about what? I mean, truth is a very general term. And again, when you say, oh, the truth is God, that doesn't make any sense.
Uh, yeah. Uh, then again, it's everything become paradoxical because when we align everything from the human point of view. So every then we one like one side we see thing from the human lens, from the human eye, and the others when we see things from the, like, if we see things from the above the universe, from the universe point of view, so how can it will be aligned with the human point of view? uh, are you
Not kidding.
because we see things, we understand things from the human point of view, from the human lens, but but when but we don't see things from the universe eye, the universe point of view. If you
I don't think
understand universe
there's
as a
such
human.
a thing. That doesn't make any sense. The eye of the universe or universe's point of view, that doesn't make any sense to me.
No, but because we have we only can, like, only can converse or communicate in this language, human language. So that's why I am calling it universe I. Otherwise,
Okay.
how can I like say about that? If you see that if universe has a mind, so how can universe like think?
Well, that's another
If
question. We don't know, and we don't have good evidence to think that the universe has a mind.
yeah, but we are just logically, or like, how do I say, the philosophically thinking, or yeah, we don't uh, but we, when we think from the human lens, the human lens is the religious lens, the philosophical lens, or the scientific lens. They all are, I think, they all are human lens, they all are humanistic point of view, but we don't consider the uni universe point of view.
I don't think that's necessary. I mean, we are humans, and we can only reason through our
Mhm.
abilities or through our brains. That's all we have. There's no need to think from the point of a rock or a mountain or ocean or a star. We don't need to do that.
Mm, like the like we are human, so we have, like, according to us, there is uh, like there is a fact, there is a truth. And so if you see the animals, so according to them, like maybe according to them there is another fact, there is another truth. So what do you see it, how do you see it, if you see,
How do I see what?
like, other organism, other creatures, or
Mm-hmm.
other living beings see the fact from different angle.
Okay. So,
And humans see from a different angle. So I am considering that there are many human sorry create species, uh, how do I say, creatures. There are many creature, billions creatures. So maybe we also have different limited uh, how, senses, the limited senses, like even we cannot listen many voices, we cannot see many visible, we only see only visible lights, cannot see, but many creatures can see visible lights.
like these are, yeah, some points, but they don't say anything about God, okay? So we are
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
limited, therefore that doesn't mean God exists. That doesn't mean God doesn't exist. So that's why it's not fruitful for our main topic, okay? So
Yeah.
the thing is, I want to recreate the room. If you want to continue, maybe you should join the next room, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you can
Philosopher.
see the room on the top, or if you follow me, you can find it easily, okay? I'll be there.
Okay, philosopher. Uh,
Okay.
by the way, nice. By the way, we have we had a good conversation.
Okay,
Because my
I'm
English is
happy
not
that you
quite
enjoyed.
good.
But
Yeah. So
it's not quite bad. Like you are able to have a conversation. That's good. Keep it up.
mhm, yeah. So, but I am like I am very interested in these things and
Okay.
researched many things. But
Good news. Like I create this room nearly every day, so you can catch anytime that you want. You can listen. You can participate.
I okay. I want to add one thing. Have
Okay.
you heard any time the anthropocentrism point of view?
And for what?
Uh, anthro anthropocentrism point of view.
I don't understand that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that point of view call about that is another kind philosophical theory. So because of like our ego, or maybe because of our superior ego, that we understand human as a something important being, or important living being. So maybe that's why. But okay, we will discuss another in another conversation. Uh, okay, okay,
Just like creating another room, so you can
okay,
join. Okay.
okay, philosopher.
Yep.
Uh, Nice to meet you.
Okay. So that means you're not joining. It's okay. No problem. Yeah.
Okay,
Nice to meet you
right.
too.
Okay, okay, okay. You are now creating room now.
Yeah. Right now.
Now.
Yeah. Right now. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, sorry.
Okay. That's how we can reach more people. That's why I'm recreating. Okay.
Okay, philosopher.
Okay. See you there
Okay,
then.
I will come. Yeah.
Okay. Let's jump into the new room. Let's jump into the new room. Okay, our fellows on YouTube, they discuss about what?
Hello.
Singularity. Wow.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, man. Your voice is too low.
Can you hear me?
I hear you better.
What's your name?
My name is Fahimullah Khan.
This is my name, okay?
Oh, how do I know your name? Wow.
I don't know how.
Wow. I'm a magician, man.
Hmm, that's great.
That's interesting. Yeah. How can I know your name?
And you are philosopher. What is this?
Yeah, philosopher.
What does it mean?
Means something. Yeah.
So you have your YouTube channel.
Yep. You're on YouTube right now.
So what type of content you are uploading on your YouTube?
This type of content.
This type.
Yeah, we come here, we talk about God, atheism, agnosticism, morality, afterlife, soul, and I upload it.
Okay. So what is your ideology and what is your opinion
I'm
about
an
God?
agnostic atheist. I don't believe a God exists.
So why you choose this field here?
What?
Why you chose this field here?
Well, and it's not like a choice. I just became an atheist. That was not
So
a
this is
choice.
by your this is your from your childhood or you chose after when you
We have some communication
read.
problem. I think I said that was not a choice. But anyway, but it's not from my childhood. I'm an atheist for 5 years.
That's so sad for me. There are a lot of signs in the US that gives that there is someone who creates the create.
Oh, what's the best sign about that?
You, your system, your everything in the world.
Okay.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hey, man. Oh, okay.
Hi
Hey,
guys, how are you?
that's another problem also. So
Hi
Fahim,
guys, how are you?
oh fuck, man, how many times you're gonna ask the same question? How many times? F you. F you.
Okay.
I need such a nickname. It
How
looks
many
good.
times? Hi bro, how are you?
Bye bye. He keeps repeating the same question. And he started eating and asking the same question while eating. Yeah, so my question is, who created God? Fahim.
No,
What?
no one created God.
How do you know that?
No one create. No one created God.
No, no, no. I think someone created God.
This is not
You
the
don't see the
question.
signs. You don't
There,
see the signs. Don't you see the
no,
signs?
you
There are
are
really
using
good
your thought.
signs.
Okay,
There are really good signs to believe that God has a creator.
listen to
Don't
me.
you see
Listen to me.
that? Like when you said there are really good signs, I ask you what are those good signs, and I listen to you. Okay, maybe it's
Okay,
your
okay.
time to listen about the good
Coming
signs.
towards.
About the
I'm
good
coming towards your.
signs, I will mute you. You should know that. If you're not willing to listen, you're impatient. I listen. Why do you think that there is a God? And you said there are good signs in the universe, and you're so fucking impatient. I just made the same claim that there is another creator, and I just said the same thing. There are good signs about it. What was the good signs about the creator of God? The same. God is perfect. God has a lot of systems inside. God is too intelligent, very intelligent, the most intelligent being ever. There is intelligence in God. This is a perfect system. Okay, there are such things in the God. That means God has a creator. Why? Because something cannot exist by itself like that, right? It needs a creator, right? That's how you think. That's how you see this universe. You look at this universe and you see complicated things, and you believe that there must be a creator for all those things. But when it comes to your God, you say, oh, no, stop. Let's stop here. You immediately stop. And that's unfair because when you say, who created this universe? Look at this universe. It's so perfect, complex. Okay, your God is also perfect and complex. Then there must be a creator of your God. And this comes from your beliefs, your religion, or the way that you think. And you don't understand that, unfortunately. And you even don't have any patience. But anyway, this speech was not for you because you're not here. It's for other people who thinks that God doesn't have a creator. Any objections? Stohype DJ. We have a DJ in the room. Wow, good. Mrs. Junior. And we have AA Battery. Okay, CMH. Wow, you're typing a lot. Read closely. The current state of the universe at the beginning. Yes, but we don't know if the universe itself at the beginning. We don't know. I'm not going to say the universe is eternal, but due to my worldview, I lean towards it. Reads the hard problem of divinity as far as I'm concerned. Hey, AA.
Hello, hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
Yes, I am also very fine. What you are debating, bro?
What am I creating?
Debating.
Oh, yeah, we're discussing about God.
So what do you say? God. You're an atheist.
Yes, I'm an atheist.
So what is your previous religion?
It's not important, man, right?
No, no, no. It is important.
I don't think so.
I think so. Why?
I don't think. It's not useful.
Right, right,
It's past, right?
right.
Why it's important? Maybe you should tell me why do you think it's important? Let's suppose I was worshiping sun.
Right.
Okay, so what? I'm not doing that anymore. I don't believe in God
I think
anymore.
it's
So
important because
why?
your parents believe in something.
Who?
Your parents,
They're not sharing this. They're not atheists. So I'm an atheist.
they believe in something,
I
right?
don't care. Like, why you care about them? You will not have a discussion with my parents.
No, no.
Okay. Why are you speaking about their belief then?
Right.
Yeah.
So you believe that there is no God.
Oh no. It doesn't work like that.
Please give a reason for that.
I don't believe a God exists. I don't believe a God exists. The reason is I
You
don't
don't have
see.
any reason for that?
Yeah, I have a reason. The reason is I don't see good evidence. That's why I don't believe a God exists.
Right, right, right.
I don't see the God. I cannot touch God. I cannot smell God. I cannot feel God. I cannot do anything with God. But still, people claim that there's a God. And I don't see good evidence for that.
You can fail if you believe in something.
That's not enough. Like feeling is not enough, okay? I can feel that you're a terrible person right now, but that doesn't mean this is true.
Right,
So feelings are not really, helpful when it comes to understand what's true outside.
right, right. There must be some evidence.
There must be
to
more
believe it.
evidence than the feeling.
Right, right. So do you think this world is created by itself?
No, like the world has a lot of reasons, man. Come on, if you study about cosmology, you can understand how planets are existing.
How do you think it's existing?
Well, like there are causes, and those causes are not gods. When you try to explain, but this is not a cosmology room, so there's no need to explain how. But you can quick search how planets exist.
Right. What is your, I think, I must say, what is your belief that how is this planet is working?
Again, this is
What
not
is
our
your,
topic, man. Like our topic is God. So let me ask you the question: do you think God
they,
created
I
itself?
think, I'm saying, no, no, I don't. But I think God is handling all these things.
That's your
So what is
belief.
your belief?
That's
Who
your
is
belief.
handling?
That's your
Yeah.
belief. That's your belief.
So what
So
is your
so
belief?
so my question is to you: who is handling God?
No one.
Oh, okay. So that means something can exist without a handler.
Yes.
So then, why
Because
universe requires a handler?
so you are saying that someone handling this planet, right?
No, I didn't say that. You are saying that,
You
and
are also saying that
no, I'm not saying
there is
that.
there. You're saying that there is something who created someone.
No, I didn't say that. I said who created God?
Please reply to my question first.
Who created
You
God?
say you say there is
Who
always
created
someone.
God? Who created
There is
God?
always someone
Who
who created
created
someone.
God? You cannot win this. Who created God?
I will reply to you, but please reply to me first.
You cannot win this.
You
Who
said that.
created God?
I will reply you definitely.
You
You said
cannot
that
win
there.
this. Who created God?
Please listen to me.
Who created God? You can't win this. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy. Okay? So
You
when you
too. You
ask
too.
who
Ashwin.
created this universe, I can ask who created God, okay? If you think that the
Yes.
universe needs someone to handle, I can also say the same thing for your God. Okay. Who created your God? Who's handling your God?
Please reply to me.
If
Who
the
created
answer
this world?
is if the answer is no, no one is handling the God, then my answer will be no. No one is handling the universe because you believe that something can exist without someone handling it. That's you. You believe in that, okay? Not me. You are the one.
Yes.
So then why you make an exception? You say, oh, no, 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 it's not this universe. It's my God who is handling himself and also handling
Yes.
this universe, but no one is handling him.
Yes. Absolutely.
This is just a belief. You don't have any evidence for that. If you think that something requires someone to handle, then don't break the rule that you created, okay? Ask the question, or when someone asks, who is handling the God, you should say, I don't know. Or you should say, uh, another God is
God
handling
has
my
no
God,
beginning,
okay?
bro. Brother,
God
God
has
has no
what?
beginning.
That
No
doesn't mean,
beginning.
like, okay, that doesn't mean maybe there is another creator who created something without a beginning. And maybe that's how your God exists, okay? If God is
No.
all powerful, almighty, means he
Yes.
can do anything. He can create
Yes.
something without any
Yes.
beginning, without any ending. God can do that, right? So what if your God has been created by another God in a way that he
No.
doesn't have a beginning?
God is not created by anyone. He is the
That's your
beginning.
belief. That's your belief. I don't care about your
Yes.
beliefs,
Yes.
man. I don't care about
Yes.
your beliefs. Like you don't have evidence. You just believe in something.
So it is debatable. So we can debate all night in
We
this.
can debate about like what we
Right.
can learn, right? Like if you just say, "Oh, this is my belief," so that's not useful, okay?
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, like when we look at the universe, we see an expansion, we see a Big Bang, and it just expanding. That doesn't mean the universe began to exist. The universe began to expand. That doesn't mean the universe began to exist. So
Debatable.
that means maybe universe was always existing. Just because time started existing, that doesn't mean universe started existing. So God is
Right.
timeless, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that doesn't mean God doesn't exist, right? Because zero time means zero existence normally, but that's not how you believe, right? God exists, but there's no time. Okay. Like
Everything is created by the God.
as I said, after the expansion of the singularity, time started existing. So we don't speak about time, about singularity. So it was timeless. Singularity was timeless. So that means singularity always existed. We can also claim that. So it's not different than your God. It's also timeless, right? You can't say that it began to exist. No, there's no such a thing because it was there. There was no even time. It only
Everything is
start
created by the God.
it only started expanding. That's all. You can't say that the singularity has been created. You can't say that.
So you believe in the Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, I believe in the Big Bang Theory. Yeah. So you believe in God, right?
Yes.
Yeah, obvious.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. There is a natural forming universe. They're debating right now, and why it's a very debated topic and world discussions. Okay. Yeah.
As you said earlier, that someone created something. There is always someone creator,
Okay,
right?
so who is the creator of God?
So how do you believe in the Big Bang Theory?
How do I believe in Big Bang Theory?
So you just said that I believe in Big Bang Theory.
So what?
So who created the Big Bang Theory?
Who created God?
Big Bang. Right. I answered you first that the God is the beginning. So
Oh,
can you
okay.
please explain
I tell you
yourself?
that the universe is beginning. No one created the universe.
You said that someone
I didn't
is
say that,
always a
man.
creator.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. It's your
You said
rule.
that
It's your
there is
stupid
always someone
rule. It's not
creator.
my rule. No, no,
You
no,
said
no. I
that.
don't
You
believe in
said
that.
that there is always
It's
someone
what you
creator.
believe, man. You don't understand that. It's your belief, not my belief,
My
okay?
friend, You said that
Fuck me
earlier.
then. Fuck me if I said that. Fuck me, okay? That's not my belief, okay? Maybe I said that and I don't believe in what I said that you think that I said, okay? So just because something exists, that doesn't mean someone created it, okay? But if this is the rule, let's accept. That's why I always ask the question, okay, then who created this? Who created this? Because you believe that there must be someone always creating something. It's not me. It's you who believe in such a thing, okay? If
Don't you
you
have
think
that
that
idea that there is always someone created
fuck you this
something?
time, I will mute you forever if you just repeat the same stupid thing again, okay?
Fuck you, brother.
Okay, you are
You
not sincere, you're dishonest, okay? That's you who believe that the universe has been created by someone, not me, okay? But if I am here and accepting what you said, okay, let's deal. If the universe has someone to create, then the creator of the universe has someone to create also. It's your rule, not my rule, okay? Why the hell you're being so dishonest and breaking the rule that you created, okay? It's not my rule. You're creating a rule and you're breaking the rule. You are. That's so shitty. If you think that one thing must exist only because of someone, okay, God exists. Okay, it must be because of someone else. That's all. What the loser? What the loser? Philosopher has no life. Philosopher channel has no views. One-sided talk, still crying on pray for talk. You're crying here in my room, idiot. Uh, bye bye. I don't want to waste time with you. I don't want to waste time with you also. I'll block you too. Time waster. What do you believe in? About what? Ask me the specific question because I believe in many things. And I'm not here to talk about the things that I believe here. I don't believe a God exists. I'm here to talk about God. So that means I'm here to talk about something that I don't believe. Okay, if you're not using the mic, I will create another room because I don't want to read the chat and reply to the chat. Yeah, I do it every day, nearly. Anyway, I'll be in another room, as I said. Bye bye. Pararam. Trying. It's not a good time for speakers. I know. But maybe we can find. You don't seek truth and meaning, you reject it so. I reject fantasy and seek real truth. Okay. Witty, witty, witty. Witty is a believer. Wow. Which god do you believe in, Witty? Raymond, welcome back, Raymond. I don't care about some guy or an IQ. My point was check out the top caliber people in this field who can show how foolish rejecting the concept of God is. Okay, who are those top caliber people? What were they? That's funny. A comment on YouTube was so funny.
So you were live that time.
Yeah, I told you. And you don't read the message here or the
Oh no,
topic?
that time I didn't check. But when I finished the conversation, then I checked that you were live.
Yeah.
So I go to your channel and checked out. So
Oh,
uh,
okay. We're still live.
oh, now it's okay. I am now conscious, more aware. But that time I was not aware that you were live. So I was hesitating because sleepy. Because in India it's night.
Okay. And what about now? Did you wake up?
Yeah. So I think you are going to record it that thing, or you are like
That's live, man. Like it's automatically being uploaded on YouTube after the live.
maybe my conversation English was not good, so maybe you
You
can
you can
you
listen
can
that part.
trim that part.
No, sorry, I can't. It's a lot of
Uh,
job, and I don't want to do that. Your English was not bad, okay? You should know that. You can check it by
okay.
yourself.
By the way, initial second was I think little Luigi, or but after that the conversation was good. Uh, yeah, but okay.
Yeah, yeah, it was okay, man. If you're not complaining about something that you said, because
Mhm.
sometimes people complain, hey, I didn't know that it was live. Can you
No, no,
please delete?
I was just I was just concerned about my my sleepy voice or
That was
like
okay.
bad
It was
English.
okay. Don't worry about that. Witty,
Uh,
welcome, Witty. Oh,
yeah.
CMH, I'm sorry I stole your companion, but you can also join, man. MD Jakaria Hossein. Oh, Witty left. Witty left. Okay. Anyway. Oh, in a
Hello, how are you?
library. Hello, man. MD.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm okay, Hossein. What about you?
I'm fine.
You're fine. Cool. I hope you
Where are
haven't
you from?
seen. You probably didn't see the title, or you didn't read the welcome message. Did you read the welcome message? Nope. Do you understand what I'm saying, or do you hear what I'm saying? Hello,
What are
hello,
you
one,
saying
two,
me?
three. So that means you don't understand. Okay. That's not okay, but okay, at least I got what was the problem. Okay, with the like there is the mic button. Oh, you're just refreshing your cell. Maybe you're having some connection
I had
issue.
to change browsers.
Oh, okay. Now you're audible. Let me decrease your audio a little bit. Okay, done it. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you can.
Okay, you're breaking. You're breaking. Now you're back. Raymond, you may be mistyping. I feel like you're trying to type anthropomorphism. If it doesn't work, you should try this one. Okay. Yeah, some connection issues.
I'm smoking a cigarette. I'll be back in a second.
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Ba, ba, ba,
I
ba,
did hear you
ba, ba,
say though,
ba.
that question, who created God, right?
Yeah.
So so if so if there was something outside time and space like that created time, um, then I mean, if there is a being that's in some kind of eternal state, therefore there would be nothing beforehand to create, if that makes any sense.
Okay, but
So
that's coming with the assumption that there's no time outside of this universe. Who
I'm not
said?
saying there is no time, but there could be a constant state of time.
And there could be a timeline different than our universe.
There could be,
Yeah.
But there, it seems that something outside of time and space isn't bound by it, right?
But it's not bound by our time and space. It can be in another time and space. So did you hear about like the new theory that we were mentioning that we might be in a black hole? So that suggests that there can be a bigger universe outside of this universe. So that also follows that that means this is space and there can be time there, right?
Yes, but we're talking about like let's just go all the way back. So like the one who created the universe in general with time and space and material, it would suggest that it is outside or not bound by our
Time.
timeline as we understand it.
Yeah. Still, that being can be bound by a space and time.
Time is a concept that is within the universe, right?
Yeah, in this universe.
Right. So something that created time wouldn't have to be bound by it or have the same kind of properties that we have.
No, that doesn't follow the logic. Like think about the games that we created. The characters in the game, like it depends on how you created the game, but there are a lot of games that the characters are bound by the time that we created in the game. And we are the creators of the games and we are also bound by the time. So you see that's possible. We create a concept where there are things inside, subjects inside it, they're bound by a time line that we created. So it's not the same. And we are the
Well, it's
creatures.
not the same because we're also bound by time.
Yeah, exactly. So if we are bound by the time, if there's a creator outside of this universe, still that creator can be bound by some other time.
Or it could just be an eternal state.
Maybe.
Where
What
time is
about
a
the universe itself in an eternal state? Because like, when you're talking
Yeah,
about
so
outside of the universe, there's no time. Okay, so that seems like as an external observer, the universe itself is timeless. Just time is inside the universe.
right. I mean, the universe has to have a beginning point. Otherwise, if not, I mean, how many years did it take to get to 2025? Infinite years?
Yeah, but I
It's a math.
checked your conversation in the chat box. When you say the universe began to exist, what you mean exactly?
I meant that if it had to have a beginning, because otherwise if it was infinite in the past, then it would take infinite amount of years to get to the present,
Okay,
which is a mathematical
okay,
fallacy.
but no one claims that. If there was no time, that means there was nothing.
No, I'm saying there clearly is, like the Big Bang model, right? For
Okay, Big Bang
example.
model suggests that time started with the expansion of the singularity. It doesn't say that
Yes.
singularity wasn't there. So then, technically, if singularity is timeless, then you don't need to speak
Well,
about infinity or infinite time. So there's no time, so there's no infinite time, right?
So, uh, follow me. If the universe was infinite in the past,
No one said that. Again, you're not listening me. I just said that you don't have to think that universe was infinite because there was no time at singularity. So timelessness doesn't entail infinite time. So no time, okay? And you can't speak about infinite time if there's no time. Again, time started with the expansion of the universe or singularity. So there was no time at singularity. So it's not infinite.
so
It's
something
timeless.
was just right. That's the same thing is what we're talking about here. Like, if it was timeless, then how long did it take for us to get to the present?
That you can't say that like there's no time. How can you say how long did it take?
So I'm saying there has to be a time.
Why? Like, do you think that there is time for your God? You said no, there is no time outside of the universe,
There's a
right?
constant state. I think God, the properties of God, divine, eternal, outside of timeless and spaceless. I think is that it's a constant state of
Okay.
being.
Okay, if you can imagine that a God can be timeless, and we already like clarified that singularity was timeless. Is there any difference? No, right?
Who created singularity?
Who created God?
Right. If God is at a constant state, an eternal state, then in order to create something, you have
What
to
do you
be
mean by
before.
eternal? When you
Right.
say
So,
eternal, it suggests time, right?
well, it suggests timelessness.
Timelessness. So then you can't speak about eternity because when you say eternity, it doesn't mean anything to me if you're not talking about time. What kind of
In order
eternity you're talking about if you're talking about timelessness?
or a constant state of time.
Constant state of time?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means time. That means time. So, you know how, like, according to Einstein's theory of relativity, the faster you go towards the speed of light,
Okay.
the slower time, or the slower time moves. So
Okay.
imagine at the speed of light, time is at a constant state, right?
Time is constant state.
At the speed of light, according to the relativity, right?
I think you're missing some points there.
I'm just trying to give you kind of a way to understand it. It's constant state or of being that isn't bound by the physical properties that we experience here, like aging and things like this.
The universe itself, you can consider like that. As a whole, universe can be something like that. What you're trying to explain right now, you can apply the same thing to the universe itself. You don't need a special pleading when it comes to your God. So, and your God can have different properties. It's okay, no problem. It doesn't have to be identical to our universe, but they can share similar properties. For example, timelessness. Okay, again, as I said, like if universe has boundaries, whatever they are, the time only exists inside the universe, so you can't apply
Right.
time outside of the universe. So that means the universe is timeless in a sense.
Well, no, that means whatever's outside the universe is timeless.
Whatever,
Or what was before the universe.
we can't say before the universe. That if universe is timeless, so how can you say before the universe? So when you're saying God is timeless, then that means there's nothing before God, right? That's how you explain. So then why you're not applying the same rule to our universe? If the universe is timeless in the same sense, then you cannot ask the question what was before universe because it's timeless.
No, I'm saying that it's a mathematical fallacy to say that the universe is timeless because it
Really?
would take an infinite amount of years to get to the present.
No. Again, you are confusing infinite time and timelessness. You're confusing that. Time exists in the universe for nearly 14 billion years, okay? And before that, there was no time. And you don't need any distance to get here to get to that point. You don't need that because there's no time. There's no eternity in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're pretty much using the properties of God or the characteristics of God and just saying the
Not
universe.
necessarily. Like this is what we see from Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory suggests that there was no time at singularity. The time appeared after the expansion of the singularity. So you can't say before time, even technically. It's like, well, what is the north or norther of the North Pole? That doesn't make any sense. It's just North Pole, right? Or it's just timelessness. You can't say what is before timelessness. That doesn't make sense. The way that it doesn't make sense when I ask the same question, who created your God? You say, oh, no one, because God is timeless, eternal, whatever. It doesn't. It can't have such a thing. Okay, if the universe is similar, then the universe cannot have also a creator. And again, like think about everything about the universe. Whatever you think about this universe, there are a lot of properties, and many believers think that, oh, it cannot be random or by chance or by itself. Okay, let's apply the same thing with your God. God is perfect, all knowing, all powerful, etc. Okay, how this can exist by itself without a cause? If God can exist like that without a cause, then the universe can exist without a cause.
I mean, I think it's the same logic as the reason, someone built your house because you're in the house, you're in the universe, right? Therefore, something had to create the universe. To say it was
Okay.
here.
Let's apply the rule. Okay. Accept. I'm not saying that there can't be creators of the universe, by the way. I'm an atheist, but I'm an agnostic atheist. Maybe there are many creators of this universe. Like the house example that you have given, where you are right now, do you think that that building has been built by only one person? No, right? Most
Well,
likely it has been built by many people.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
why we
but-
don't apply the same thing for the universe? Can you?
Right. Well, the same thing, right? Yeah, the universe seems to have a universe maker.
Let's accept that. But the building has builders, not a builder. Then what about makers of the universe?
Or a maker, sure, right? But they would have the same properties,
Not necessarily.
Well,
For
they would be
example, the builders of your building, there are many, and they also have causes. They're not builders, okay, but they have same properties. Builder is just one property of that thing, or one job that it's doing. So, well, what is the cause of those builders? Other humans. Builders are humans, and the cause of those humans are other humans. So, if the universe has makers, okay, let's call them beings, okay, they might have causes as other beings.
You said they would have what?
They can also have cause, or the same cause like the builders have. Humans cause other humans, right? Maybe beings who created this universe has a cause or causes that are also the same thing, like other beings.
Yeah, but you get into some circular arguments of
Okay, let's stop then. Let's say that. Well, I will make it easy. Let's suppose that the universe has only two creators, and those two creators have also two creators. That means there were four creators at the beginning.
Well, that would
And
mean
let's
that
stop
whoever
here.
created our universe would have their own time that they're bound in, which, like I said, you can go, well, who created that? Who created that? But you have to go back to the beginning of who created originally, right?
Okay, and like what if there's always time and time hasn't been created? Time just exists like a god, okay? Let's suppose time is a necessary existence because you believe that something must be necessarily existing, okay? If beings can necessarily exist, I think time can also necessarily exist. Well, what's the problem with that? What if time always exists? Maybe it's inevitable, maybe it's necessary. necessarily existing.
Yeah, well, there's got to be some kind of state of being, but it doesn't have to be time as we understand it here on Earth or in the universe, right?
It can be different or it can be similar. I don't know. Or again, maybe you're right. Maybe there's no time outside of the universe. Maybe time is only inherent to our universe.
Yes. Which
I don't
seems
know
to be the
that.
most plausible because,
Why?
well, the same way, a painter painted a painting, I think you know that the universe had a universe maker. If the universe had a time, a beginning, if there was a beginning to it, then it would suggest that time, space, material, matter, all this that came into being at that point had been created by something that's outside or not bound by those same things, right? Whatever.
Again, it doesn't necessarily suggest that. So the creator of the universe can be in another universe. Again, like we were mentioning about something scientific here, right? Like this universe being in a black hole, that suggests that there's a bigger universe and we're just inside a black hole in that bigger universe. So, but what if it's not natural even? Let's suppose that there are bigger aliens in that universe. They create black holes and they create universes in those black holes intentionally. What if
Once
this is the case? That means that they're bound by time also, because
Right.
another
Once
universe.
you have to go all the way back to the beginning, the original universe, the original beings that created, which once again, whether we're talking about us here or whatever, aliens and black holes, you're still, it's the same, like you're still going to deduce the same thing logically, right?
Which one?
Where something that originally created the time and space and material as we know it.
No, it's not logical to assume that it has been created. Because
Yeah,
if everything has a cause, then it goes in infinite regress, right?
Everything has a cause, right?
Everything began to exist as a cause. Okay, so what? But you
Right,
can't
so
say universe began to exist. You can't say that. With our current understanding, you can't say that.
Well, once again, to say that you either say that the universe. Okay, so I'm confused. Are you saying that the universe didn't begin?
I don't know. I'm agnostic about that. But with our current understanding, you can't say universe began to exist.
Yes, we know in our observable universe that we're finite, and there was a beginning, as you were speaking earlier with the singularity, right?
Like finite, what is finite is time and space. That doesn't mean like the universe itself or singularity is infinite. You can't say that it's also finite. Or you can't say it's finite also. We can't say anything about that. We only can observe that the universe started expanding. You can't say it means the universe began to exist. That doesn't mean. For example, think about a balloon, okay? Plastic balloon. When plastic balloon starts expanding, that doesn't mean the balloon starts existing. It's just expanding, that's all. That doesn't mean it started existing.
Yeah, but we're talking about the original point where the balloon was made. The balloon didn't just it's not, it's like looking at a painting and go, there is no painter. The painting has just always been there. It painted itself. Maybe the painting has always been there.
Yeah, yeah, we can say that. Yeah, if there's no time, we can say that, right? Like your God is timeless, and your God was always there, right? If this works with your God, why it doesn't work with the singularity? Singularity is also timeless. Why singularity cannot exist like that?
Right. Well, because something had to create.
Okay, something had to create your God also.
No, not if it is at a constant state. In order to create something that requires you to be there prior, beforehand, which is a concept which is bound by our time, right? A mother creates a baby because mother was there beforehand. Where if you're talking about a being or whatever that is at a eternal state or a constant state of time, where there, like I said, there is no like aging and things like that, right? It's at a
That means
constant.
there's nothing, there's no even action. So that also, violates what you believe in about that God. So if you're talking about something like that, so where the action comes from, God creates things, right? There's an action going on there.
Yeah, if you
That
got
that even suggests time, by the way. But anyway, like let's assume that it's timeless. But again, like, I'm not even able to understand properly what do you mean by constant.
a constant state,
Yeah.
right? So imagine just whatever age you are right now, right?
Okay.
Imagine you just stay like that forever.
Okay. Static means time
Sure.
isn't applied.
Right.
Okay, that means no action, nothing.
Well, no, you can take actions and you can do things, but you would never
Oh.
age. You will never, right? And
But the actions
so,
require time, since we know, like,
sure. Right. So that's what I'm saying is the properties would work differently, obviously, but time is an understanding of within our universe, and if time and space and material, because we're obviously bound by these things, right? And if all these did come into being at a certain point, then it would suggest the only plausible explanation would be something that's outside of those things, obviously,
yeah,
because they created it.
yeah. But
Or
we don't have evidence to suggest that singularity came into being. We don't have any evidence for that. We only can say that the time and space began to exist. That's all that we can say scientifically. That's all.
and who once again, something would have had to create. I mean,
Singularity.
we're going to get back to the same place where this singularity theory of the
Yeah, but
universe
singularity
is
is also constant. There's no time in it.
okay. So yeah, look at God like that.
Well, it looks like a god, but not exactly like your god or like other religions. It's very different, but those properties are similar. Okay, like for example, imagine my keyboard is made of plastic. A tire of a car is also made by plastic, but they're totally different things, right? So they share one property, but that doesn't mean they're the same thing. So when we talk about God and this universe, that they are like that. I mean, in a sense, yeah, they share, for example, this timelessness property. Okay, that's similar, and that's enough. By the way, that's enough to suggest that maybe the universe didn't have a cause. That's enough. And how universe began to you know expand? Oh, it was because of the singularity. The singularity has this property to expand, and it's just expanded. And we don't know the details. Okay, but we might learn.
Yeah. So I mean, I think everything screams intelligent design, right? I mean,
No,
all the
no. Again, like if it suggests designer, your creator also suggests a designer, and
no.
it will
Once
create an
again,
infinite loop.
that's like a Chris Hitchens kind of. That's an old argument that has actually been settled and gone over a million times before.
I don't think it
Once again,
was
that
debunked.
once again that concept, that question is a fallacy because you're you're asking about a being that isn't bound by our time, that is in a constant state or a singularity state.
Yeah, but
And
that's what you believe. Like you didn't prove that there is such a being, even. Okay. So you are making assumptions based on your definition of God, not based on evidence. So we don't know whether there is time outside of the universe or no. We don't know that. Even if they're intelligent creators of this universe, that doesn't mean they're not bound by some time. So you are not proving your God right now. You're just making claims over your definition of God or your belief in God, and that doesn't work properly. Like we can argue about some imaginary things here, but it will be so fruitless to discuss about those things, because first we have to prove that there's such a thing.
Well, once again, I mean, in my own opinion, I think life itself is proof of, I mean, the same way a painting is proof of a painter, the
Okay.
universe is proof of a universe maker.
Okay, God is also proof of a God maker.
Once again, if we're talking about God as being outside of time, eternal,
No, we're not
space,
talking. No, we're not talking. So that's
what I
only
was gonna
your
say,
concept of God. And again,
well, what
when you talk about a maker, maker doesn't have to be timeless. And how we can say that? Because the painter is bound by the time, right? You're saying that the painting, requires painter, implies painter. Okay, no problem. But the painter is bound by the time. The cause of the paint is bound by the time. Okay, if the universe is similar, if you want to use the same analogy, then you should assume that the cause of the universe is also bound by the time. If you want to make a really good analogy here.
if the painting is the universe, and let's say that the painting is where time and space and material and matter.
Painter is the same.
Yes, once again,
You don't follow your analogy. You're breaking it immediately. You're changing that.
no, I don't think if
But like again, look at it closely. Painting is made of material. It exists inside of time and space. The painter itself is also made of material. It
he's
also
not
exists
bound by
in
his painting,
time.
right?
Well, the painter is bound by the time, man.
But he's not bound by his painting, right? So I mean, we're
It's
talking
not bound
about
by its paint. Sure, definitely, it's not bound by the painting because he created the painting.
right.
So what? Again, if the universe is the painting, okay, then the painter can be something like universe. Can share same properties.
If something created matter, and you know, he's not bound by our physical.
Oh, but now you're assuming something else. But in your painting analogy, we didn't create the matter; we just shaped the matter. The painter, okay, uses the existing material. And we can apply the same analogy for our universe also. Maybe, yeah, maybe
So
there is time and
that's going to
space
be an
outside of the
analogy.
universe. Maybe there is a being who can shape material, and maybe he shaped the universe from already existing material. Maybe that's how this universe existed.
Well, once again, something would have originally created these materials and these properties and these,
Must have created. Okay, someone must have created the creator of this universe. If I say that, is it okay? No, it's not okay for you.
Yes. Yes.
Someone must have created the creator of this universe.
No. Once
No,
again,
you see, once again,
well,
once again you break your own rule.
No, you keep going to that, but I'm trying to explain, bro, that would require predating the creator.
No,
You'd
it
have to
doesn't.
predate.
If there is not time,
If the
it's
creator was
okay.
created, he would have to be bound to time
No
and
problem.
space.
No problem. I don't have a problem with that. Maybe there is
Right,
such a
but
creator
that's
of
a
this universe.
fallacy once again because
What fallacy? Can you name it? What fallacy?
yes, because if
No. Can you name the
there's-
fallacy? What fallacy is that?
if it's illogical,
What is the name of the fallacy?
He's going to explain it to you.
yeah,
It's just as easy as labeling it.
It's not easy, right?
Why?
You see
Well,
that?
it's a quiz if you're going to tell him what's the label. But if he's going to explain it to you, that's good enough.
I don't think he will be able to explain, but let us hear. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
I'm trying to say that if God has these properties of being outside of time and space and material, which yeah, but that would, if time began and space and everything began at a certain point, then you just logically deduce that whatever created that, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah,
is not bound by that.
Did you recognize how many ifs in your statements? Like it's not different than saying that if my auntie had balls, she would be my uncle. So It doesn't make any sense. Like, you're just saying if, like, the
It's
creator
2 plus
is
2 equals
timeless, if the
4,
creator is not
and
bound by the
4
time, if the
plus 4
creator
equals
is the
8.
beginning, if the creator is whatever. So it doesn't work like that.
Just walk with me, okay? Just follow me.
Tried.
If something is outside of time and space,
You don't know that. We don't have to entertain that
we know
idea.
that.
We don't know
We know,
that.
we know
We don't
that. We
know
know
if there
that.
is something outside of this time. We don't know that.
Right. Well, I'm saying if time and space began at a certain point, then that suggests something outside of time and space
It doesn't.
created.
It doesn't.
Everything that begins has a cause. Something cannot come from nothing.
Okay, yeah, like the space that didn't come from nothing, it came from the singularity.
Right. So what I'm saying
The
is,
time also came from the singularity.
so
And for the
okay,
record,
so
see, he couldn't even explain the fallacy.
I'm trying to explain it to you. You're saying what created God, which we already went over multiple times, that God, according to our understanding of this being, has properties that is outside and not bound by time and space
Okay,
because it
that's just
created
how you
time.
define a God, how you create a concept. Just because you have a concept, that doesn't mean it's real. That doesn't mean it
The
exists
same
out
way
there.
you're saying that singularity, what created singularity?
No,
It's the
like
same.
it's not again. If it's the same, if you can ask what created singularity, I can ask, okay, what created the creator of the singularity? I can ask the question. Why not? But you're saying, oh, if there's no
In,
time, you can't ask. Okay, if there's no
in
time,
order
I
to
cannot
create
ask. But you
something,
don't
it
know
has
whether
to
there
be
was
bound
time
by
or not.
time, right? I mean, it has to be bound by time in order to create. We're talking about something that's within time.
Within
If something is
time,
outside
okay.
of this,
If time is
then that,
required for creation, that means there is time outside of the universe also.
within our universe and the way we understand all the stuff that we create, yes. But if we're talking about something outside of this, then to ask who created something that isn't bound by time and space,
How do you know?
Not
Oh, you can't
bound,
ask.
not
No,
not bound by our time and space, but it
right,
doesn't mean it's not bound by time and space
and
outside of
you
our
can't ask
universe.
such
right.
fallacious questions. So, by the way, you're talking
Does that
about
make sense to you? Does that
logical
make sense to you?
mistakes, and that was one of the logical mistake, and I can name it. You're
Really?
asking
Does that
loaded
make sense to you?
questions.
Really? Does that make sense to you?
I said the same thing probably
Okay.
15 times for Russia.
Well, I want to see if I can get an answer. Does that make sense to you, Woody?
What?
That something outside of our time and space doesn't mean it's not within its own sphere of
Sure.
time and space.
Yeah. I was mentioning that. I think it's like some kind of constant state or eternal state where there's,
I'm curious what you think is screaming intelligent design.
of course.
What? Give me an example of something that's screaming intelligent design.
Yeah, consciousness. I mean, all the fine tuning. The
You
way
know,
the way we breathe, the way that where we are located on,
if
on
you
the earth.
have if there's you have a lot of time on your hands, a lot of existence on your hands, a rare event can and will take place. I mean, so if you land on finely tuned universe to allow for us to appear, it shouldn't really freak you out.
Well, the mathematics. I mean, it's not. It's like literally as close to impossible as you can get on the mathematics scale. But like, okay, so even if the universe, like I said, with enough time,
Hmm.
would still suggest something that created it, because something can't come from nothing, right?
Yeah, when you say create, natural things create natural things. Or the wind can create a sand dune. There's no intelligent design there.
Well, who
If
created the
you're
wind?
talking about the most basic forms of matter, so there's really no intelligence there. There's only the interaction of particles with each other. It's not a very intelligent thing. It's just whatever attributes each has, it offers it in interaction. And there's no, I don't see how you can say, therefore, at this very beginning, there was something intelligent going on. No, it's just natural elements and particles doing what they do when they bring what they have to the table. That's it.
Yeah, and how did all those come into being? And
How did they come into being?
That's a question.
Yeah, I actually, it's I don't really know how to answer that actually.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, you would agree, right? Something can't come from nothing.
Well, you can't use the word
Okay.
nothing like it's actually a real word. Maybe there was always something.
Yeah, that
Whether
doesn't
you,
mean it came from something also.
Well, once again, right? If we were eternal in the past, then how many years would it take to get to the present?
No, we're not eternal in the past, man. I'm like, how many times should I explain the same thing?
Well, I was talking to the new guy.
but
Like
you
the
can't
time
look towards the
starts.
past. You can't look towards an eternal past and then try to get to the beginning of it so you can find out how long it takes to get here. That's twisted. That's twisted. An eternal timeline, things will happen along the way. And once you know that, you don't have to ask that question. Things happen along the way of an eternal timeline. Things do happen. So don't ask that question. You're looking at the behind you and you're saying it goes on forever.
No,
When do we get
I'm
to the
rejecting that.
beginning?
I'm saying that we know that the universe is not infinite in the past because it would take,
Our universe isn't the way it is now. Yeah, since forever, I guess.
well,
Used to be.
we know there was a beginning because it would take, like I said.
Well, when you say beginning, we're thinking there's more. And he says singularity. I don't even know what the hell that is, but it's a small point of condensed matter and energy. Now, what preceded that? Before that
Yes,
is again, you
something,
could, yeah,
something, right?
something.
Something.
Maybe,
That's all I'm saying.
yeah, but for you to say that something has to be magical, that's you're jumping ship. You're
I
jumping
didn't,
ship.
I didn't say
There's
magical, but I think
No,
we
when you
all
say
agree that
God, when you talk intelligent design, back then, before there was any life, you are talking about a God. I mean, who are you kidding?
yeah, of course I am. I mean, people always, when they hear God, they always kind of run to a certain, I don't know, childhood trauma or something and get angry. But I just mean the concept of whatever created the original,
You do
property.
realize that this creation that has unfolded, the only thing you might want to concern yourself with is Earth, because the rest of it is just energy and matter banging into each other or not banging into each other, orbiting each other. There's nothing terribly exciting going on there other than the hostility of it all, the explosions, the heat, all
Yeah.
that good stuff. There's nothing brilliant about that. It's brutal. Now, let's just look at the Earth. Well, it's brutal too. You have designed, you have evolved in the most brutal of ways. What do you think mutations produced? Nice things? No. It produced the way to adapt and survive. And that usually included weaponry and stuff like that.
Hmm.
How to better acquire from other living things their energy that they have. And it ends up they eat each other. This is not a beautiful, wonderful, intelligent design.
Well, it seems that there's definitely beautiful things within it. I mean, yes, there's evil, and
It's not evil, it's just basic biology. Everything is stealing energy from somewhere because it needs it. It's you have to have resources if you're going to survive. And so your evolution will be successful if it addresses that problem, and it will not be successful if it doesn't address that problem. That's it.
are you
That's
guys,
the rule.
yeah, are you guys familiar with Dr. William Lane Craig?
Oh, that knucklehead, please. Oh, what about him?
Oh, I mean, he's got all those debates with Hitchens and Dawkins and Sam, all those top atheists, and I think his arguments are
Good.
good. I
Yeah.
think those are logical, plausible arguments.
They're
and I
not. They're not.
Well,
I've heard them.
even the atheists agree that that these are like Alex O'Connor, right, and those guys, they agree that those are logical.
The emergent property of intelligence and consideration has caused a huge discussion about ourselves. That's all that's happened.
Well,
The emergence of intelligence.
we've already discussed kind of the cosmological art, like the something can't come from. Okay, and when we mentioned the fine tuning, right, all the prop. Well, what about the moral objective arguments, right? That there are moral objectives as far as wrong and
There's
right.
no moral objective. There's only what you're happy with and what you're not happy with. And you have a population and you have a consensus, and there's overlapping, there's agreement among the population. This we don't do, this is okay. That's how morality works. And it's different in every country.
Well,
And
that's
there's
one.
nothing you can say about it.
Well, that's one way of looking at it, or it could be that instead of just subjective, I think it's right, so it's right. I think it's okay, because that can get weird, right? I mean, people do weird, horrible, wicked things that I think we would all agree are objectively wrong, whether society at the time agrees with it or not, right?
Okay.
And so,
what's your point?
My point is that I feel like it seems that it's another argument for God is objective.
No,
objective
no,
good
there's
and
no
evil.
argument there. There's no argument. There's no argument there.
Well, listen, if it's not objective, then it's subjective. But I think we all agree that it is objective, right?
No, we don't.
We don't.
So, I mean, if you're talking about like, rape and murder and things like this, these are
Yeah,
subjective.
we tend to all agree that harming someone is not good, and we reflect it from the consideration of our own self. We know that we don't want to be harmed, raped, or anything else. So it's only natural that you don't think it's good, and you're going to get a
Okay,
large
hear me out.
consensus on that.
Hear me out, hear me out, Willie. So we are humans, right? Imagine that you're at, a restaurant, you're ordering burger, okay? And they bring shit in the plate with the burger. Do you think that there will be people, they will say, oh, okay, that's okay, no problem. Don't focus on the shit, just eat the burger. No, right? All people will react. Why? Because we are human. We share same properties. We share same properties, so that's why it seems to you very objective.
Well, no, I'm saying that objectively, like, raping someone is objectively wrong. I think it's always wrong.
Not accepting a food next to shit is also something that you can objectively observe, right? People don't accept that, but it has nothing to do with God.
But
it's because we are humans. We are not okay with the shit. That's all. We're not okay with it. That doesn't mean we created in that way.
Right? What if he thinks it's a good thing to just?
What?
I'm saying that if it isn't objective, if there isn't objective rights and wrongs, which I think we all would agree there are.
All right.
So raping and murdering, like
what you're doing when you say rape and murder, you're constructing. Let me talk. Sorry. You're constructing a scenario that no one's going to like. You're purposely constructing a scenario that no one's going to like. And you're not surprised that everybody doesn't like it. I get it. Well, I'm not surprised either. It doesn't make it objective.
Okay. So
even we make it objective. Even if we. Hey man, man, we don't need any other side. Even if you make something objective, that doesn't mean it's because of a God. That's why I gave you an example. Okay, we have biology. Okay, because of that biology, we can share same opinion. Okay, about the same thing.
But we don't. People
But
believe
we
all
do. But you said we do. You believe that it's objective, right?
I am saying the fact that there are objective rights and wrongs. I think
Objective rights or wrongs, and you say that some people don't follow
I'm saying
or
if it's
don't
not
think that
objective,
it's the
it's
case.
subjective. And I think if it's objective, then it's because there's someone who that made it that way.
Right,
Right.
made it. So that means it can be made in another way. So that means it's subjective, right? Not
We made
objective.
it that way. We made it that way. We're the ones affected by the actions. We made it that way, not someone. We
So
did.
once again, if we did it, if we made it that way,
Yeah.
then it would be subjective.
Yeah.
That's what we said.
Right. But you guys would agree with me there are objective right and wrongs.
We
Well,
never
why do you
said
keep
we
saying that when
agree.
we keep saying no?
Many times we said no.
So if an old lady falls and breaks her hip and you help her up and someone said that wasn't a good thing to do to help that person up, that would be wrong, right? That person's weird. Because objectively helping someone in need is a good thing, right? Always. You know.
You don't have to use the word objectively. Just it's a good thing to help somebody who needs help.
Yes.
Okay.
Because as soon as you say objective, you want to say somebody made it objective.
I'm saying
and that's just ridiculous.
It seems that there's a code, right? Like a standard that is above human opinion.
No. It's not a standard that exists
I can
above
agree.
human opinion.
I
You
can agree.
arrive at it through human opinion.
I can agree on that, Horatio. Let me agree on that. No. Let me agree on that, okay? I agree that, yeah, there's something over human. It's our biology. We didn't create our biology. We are bound by our biology, okay? And it's above us. It's above us. We can't
Yeah, I
control
don't
it.
consider our biology to be above us. We are our biology.
Biology,
Yeah,
but
we
I
are.
guess
But
that's a good way
we didn't decide, we didn't create it, right? It was there. So that means those
biology,
rules
like
are coming
mathematics,
from our
physics.
biology. It doesn't matter. Still, like you can explain even if you think that if you believe that they're objective. Okay, you can explain it. Why? Because they come from the same source, and that's normal to accept that or expect that. Okay, we will see the same thing. Okay, it's working, right? It's working for all humans. Okay, you call it objective. Okay, let's call it objective, but it doesn't solve your problem. It doesn't mean a God exists. It doesn't mean God created it. Because those are the same things. That's why you see the same reactions.
Once again, I think trying to explain or prove that God doesn't exist is, I mean, good luck with that. Because
You're not trying to do that. You're trying to prove that God exists.
Like I said, that would be trying to like prove a painting didn't have a painter.
No, it's
we are not
not.
trying.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. We know a painting has a painter. We know how paintings come into existence.
And we know that life had a life maker, universe had a universe maker.
Just applying the same
God is a
rule
God
for
maker.
no good reason.
Same logic. You can deduce the same.
No, you're putting agency before any intelligence exists, and you're saying, "Oh, but there was an intelligence back when there was no intelligence." That's what you're saying. Good luck. Good luck with that.
Well, I'm saying if the fact that there is intelligence, something had to create intelligence.
An intelligent
Exactly.
design, dude. This is a brute force evolution. It's a brute force evolution. There's nothing intelligent about it.
That's wild if you don't think there's nothing intelligent about this.
Well, what is?
Yeah, it's also brute. It's the brute in the same way witty, because you think that God is intelligent, but according to your belief, it doesn't require other intelligence. It works when it comes to your God, but it doesn't work when it comes to this universe. It's unfair. Okay, it's special
Well, I
pleading.
think you're just using the universe as the way I'm using God in a way.
I'm using.
I think we're more in line than you think. I think the way you're using the universe, or I guess not the observable universe that we know, but the unobservable.
I could go that way. It would be even easier for me if I was believing that the universe itself was a god. I could win this argument way earlier. Okay.
Well, when you say a God. What I'm saying is, I'm using God as a way of describing timeless, spaceless,
I don't care about that.
and not bound by
I'm gonna explain why I
our
don't care about that.
our laws
Because
and
just because you have a
physics.
concept, really, just because you have a concept and you define the concept, that doesn't mean it's real. Okay, it's just imagination at the beginning. Okay, it might
Right.
match with the reality. We don't know that, but it's less likely. But anyway, still, it's just a concept that you created. That doesn't mean it's
I
true.
would say
That doesn't
less
mean that doesn't
plausible that
mean
there's.
everything works the way that you imagine outside of the
Yeah,
universe.
I'm
No,
not
it
saying that
doesn't.
it does. I'm not saying it does.
Then
I'm
why the
just
hell
saying
we
that how is
start
it?
with your assumptions?
Well, I was trying to make a point, but I was just saying, like, well, now I want to ask a different question. How do you think it's less plausible that there was a God or some kind of being that created the universe than this potential universe that is eternal and somehow created itself or another version of
Let me
itself within
explain.
itself?
No, let me explain, because when I look at the causation in the universe, I see that intelligent beings are less, okay? Or when you look at the amount of the intelligent beings, and the things that we cause is less than the universe or nature causing other things. It's more, okay? And that suggests that there might be natural causes of this universe, and it can be more than the intelligent beings causing other things. So that's
But
how
the fact that there
it's
is
less
intelligence
likely.
in the first
What?
place.
Yeah, but it's less than the non-intelligent things.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I mean, if there's less or more, there needs to be some kind of satisfying or some kind of answers to the intelligent beings. You know.
You need a satisfying answer.
Well, I'm just saying whether there's a billion different intelligent planets with life out there or one, you'd still have to get to the same answers, right?
But still, it could be less than the non-intelligent material in the universe.
You know, they say that matter and energy cannot be created or destroyed. That's an indication that there was always something here. Your default status is there's nothing, completely nothing, except a God who now makes something. I get it. But it doesn't have to be that way. It's possible that there was always something.
Yeah.
That the default state of affairs is not
There was
absolutely
always
nothing.
something. I agree with you. I just think that it came from a different place than what you guys are thinking.
If it came from, if it was always there, it didn't come from anywhere. It was always there. It might move around, but it didn't come from anywhere.
Well, it had to have. I mean, what do you mean? It didn't come from
If you
anywhere.
can't destroy matter or energy, it was always there. I mean, that's the working theory these days about matter and energy. It cannot be created or destroyed. If that's the case,
Well, once
it
again,
must have,
that would suggest that time has also always been
Time.
around.
No. You can't
well,
include time in it.
yeah,
Time
yeah.
might have
Well,
a beginning. That doesn't mean matter had a beginning. No.
Yeah, let's not get into astrophysics because none of us are an expert on it. I'm just quoting the simplest thing I could think of, and that is that matter and energy cannot be created or destroyed. If that's the case, then it was always there on some level. Simple as that. Always
and it would
there.
have to be at some kind of eternal state, right?
It was always means eternal. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but not in a
So
time
now, so what do you want to
sense.
say on top of
So,
that?
so I'm just saying, I agree that it had to. It's been around in some eternal state, and what I'm suggesting is since our observable universe isn't eternal, we have a point and a beginning. Then
That's
it
this
suggests
universe. That's this universe. We don't know what was before this universe. This could be a
right.
series of universes coming into being. You know, this is a massive universe.
It
It's
could
so
be.
massive,
What
we've
if all
already
of us have
discarded.
a
We've
beginning?
already discarded the concept of dimension when we talk about just this universe. So beyond it, it's The considerations are endless.
Sure, you don't
What's
have to.
beyond it?
You don't have to jump to in another universe because he's conflating time, space, and matter and energy. He's mixing that. Like how many times should I explain to you or ask you the question, what do you mean by big indexes? And it's obviously when you look at the science, they don't claim universe big indexes. They claim the time space big indexes. There was singularity, and there was no time at singularity, so there's no eternity. Yeah, it always exists. Sounds in a way that there's time in it, but we don't mean that. It's timeless, man. You can't talk about infinity here. And again, when you talk about your God in the same way, you're saying,
Well,
oh,
you're
God
saying
is eternal. Okay, so God cannot be eternal because the infinite regress wouldn't allow that, right? In
I
your
mean,
logic. So why
you're saying the universe is eternal.
you always have a belief, and when you check your belief, you have some rules, but you can't apply the same rules for the universe. Why you're not able to do that?
Well, no, I'm saying let me ask you, because I'm saying that yes, we're talking about an eternal state. You're saying singularity. I'm saying it was God, a being, or something outside of time and space. And you're saying that the universe, yes, the observable one had a beginning, right?
No, no,
And
no, no, no. Again, no, 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 no. Like this is the point that you're missing a lot. Or I feel like you're doing it intentionally
you're
because I
saying that the
explained
universe
that
is eternal and
more than
created.
10 times, man. Like when you say this universe has a beginning, no, like the time and space has a beginning. Singularity is also the universe for me. Okay.
That's what
Again,
I
the
mean by
balloon. Look at the balloon example that I have given you 1 hour ago. The balloon exists. Okay, it starts expanding. Oh, and you say, oh, look, balloon starts existing. No, you don't say that. Balloon already was there. Okay, it just started expanding. Then there is time and space. That's all. Time and space has a beginning, not the universe itself or the
right.
singularity
I
itself.
understand that. And what I'm saying is that I agree with you. And okay, if we're using that analogy in the balloon, okay, then I'm just suggesting that instead of that being this outside other universe that's eternal, it's a being that's in a state of eternal, right?
So something's
But you
eternal. To
don't need
you, it's
that.
a being.
If universe can do the same job, you don't need something else.
But that's what the whole point is that I
That's the
think
whole
it's a
point.
lot more plausible that a being that created this universe, whereas you're saying that the universe basically created a universe within itself.
The universe created itself.
You're saying that the universe
May have emerged from another something.
maybe that's what you're saying, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's making things harder, Horatio. You don't see that also.
What?
I don't.
That what you're going
Hold on, I'm
through
getting a phone.
that makes it harder to explain.
Why?
But because
We don't
then
know what was before the beginning of the expansion. They can't even get to it yet.
yeah. But if you
Everything
try to
seems to break down. But
if you
these are all rules that might apply to this particular phenomenon, this universe. It has its own time, space, and laws of physics. There may be something completely different outside of it. Regardless, the point is that if it started from a small point, there was something before it. And it didn't have to be anything supernatural.
you cannot even ask what was before singularity because if there was no time, by the way, science suggests that there was no time at singularity, then
There was
you
no
cannot
time
even
according to this universe, but that doesn't
yeah.
mean there wasn't any time before this
Okay, that doesn't mean
universe.
there was also. So we don't know that,
Right.
right? Yeah. So
Okay.
let's
But
suppose
it doesn't
let's
exclude it just
yeah.
because there was none of this time.
But let's entertain the idea that there was no time before the singularity, okay?
Uh, I'm entertaining the idea that there was no time before this universe.
Yeah, let's
That
entertain
no,
this one.
I don't look at it that way.
Why not? Because like we agreed on, right? We don't know that. Maybe that there was another timeline, or maybe there
We're looking at
wasn't,
an
right?
eternal existence So there's some form of time and space forever.
Okay, but that brings the infinite regress problem. That's why I'm trying to avoid the
It's
problem.
I'm not looking for a beginning. I'm saying it was here forever. There was on
Yeah.
some level there was something
So,
since
but we can
forever.
say the same thing for the universe also. Universe was always here. Just it
Well, this
started
one,
expanding from the singularity. Doesn't mean universe didn't exist.
yeah, it might be an expansion, a contraction, expansion, contraction. Who knows? It doesn't look that way. We're talking astrophysics, and none of us are qualified to do it. The real argument is you don't bring in supernatural agency to explain the natural. That's not what you ever do. All you've ever seen are natural explanations, and you don't abandon that
Now,
effort.
do you know about the black swan fallacy?
The what?
Black swan.
Black swan?
Yeah.
Yeah, white, 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 black.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
natural, natural,
induction,
natural, natural.
induction.
Yeah, yeah. But do you understand the idea behind black swan fallacy?
Black swan fallacy? No, what are you
So
getting at? I don't know what the
white,
fallacy
white,
is.
white, 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 white doesn't mean next one is white, right?
Right.
So it's kind of criticizing the problem in induction, right?
Yeah, induction
So
has its problems. Yeah.
so here's the thing: like natural, 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 natural. That doesn't
Right.
mean natural.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so
I get it. I get it. But since that's the only thing we've ever seen, we'll stick with it until it proves that something else happened unnatural.
yeah, but we can be
But until
hasty.
you have evidence of something happening unnaturally, you don't consider it.
Yeah, 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 but that shows us that we might be wrong if we assume that it always goes natural. So we shouldn't also assume that just
We're not assuming anything. We're simply looking for natural explanations because
exactly.
that's all
I
we've
think
ever
you're
seen.
assuming when you claim that the explanation cannot be supernatural, that this is an assumption.
I didn't say it cannot be. I said you always continue to look for natural explanations because that's all we've ever seen.
For sure, we can look for it like it's more logical, but that doesn't
Yeah.
mean that we will always find a natural explanation. That
Oh,
doesn't
you
mean.
might end up finding a God that started everything. You might,
Yeah,
but
yeah, you might.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm going to say, you know, no.
yeah, you're saying that. Yeah, yeah, but that's how we found Black Swan. Anyway, um, Daniel wanted the mic. What do you want to say, Daniel?
I just want to get the mic, but I want to listen to you guys. So
Yep, yep, yep,
yeah.
yep, 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 yep.
Okay, okay, no problem. Someone has a mic and not talking, just listening. That's also okay. Yeah,
Witty, how do you feel about this discussion so far? We haven't gotten anywhere.
When I'm
Hold on, I'm
within
on the
an
phone.
hour or so.
your audio was not clear, Witty. You should know that. Maybe you can type if you're not able to speak properly.
All right, I'm off the phone now. Sorry, what?
Okay, all right. You're on the phone. Stay on the phone.
No, it's all good.
So, how do you feel about this conversation so far? Have we gotten anywhere?
Well, I just like to kind of understand where people are coming from. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Okay.
Do you
And
see something different so far?
well, I pretty much the same conversation I typically have where people have this idea that the universe, okay, at a beginning, but potentially there's these other universes that are eternal.
But that's not what I said.
And
Horacio just mentioned about that once or twice, and I mentioned about something else maybe 15 times.
well,
Existence is eternal.
okay,
Who knows what was happening
right.
forever?
So I'm saying I feel like people have an understanding of something that's eternal, potentially, being the cause of where we're at now. And I think both sides agree with that, the agnostic and the theist. Um, it's just that the theist is the one that says, well, I think it's more plausible for it to come from a being rather than
All
to
right,
like
and you can keep
internally.
thinking that. You can keep thinking that, but
Well, I just want to, instead of the universe pretty much creating everything within itself, right?
uh, well, it evolves from its simplest forms to more complex forms. Yeah, there was always something there.
Sure. There was definitely something always there.
Yeah,
And you know, throughout history, I mean, the atheists I like ideology is pretty new, honestly. It's you know, since the beginning of humanity, I mean, people have always believed in, you know, gods and
there's a reason for that. Can you imagine what that might be? It
well, yeah,
certainly was. It certainly wasn't because of this discussion. Do you,
no.
can you think of why they might have looked
Yeah, because
for?
I think it's obvious, right? I
No.
think
You
it's
say, well,
obvious.
why would people suddenly be looking for a powerful God? I mean, I have an idea why they might have
Well,
started
pagans
doing
would be
that.
like, oh, the ocean's mad, you know, because it was
Exactly.
born.
You hit it right on the head.
And so I
Oh
think
shit,
that
there's lightning
that's
coming out of the sky. Somebody's angry.
right, right. So I think that's a lot less plausible than the, you know, the Abrahamic or the monotheistic kind of views of there being kind of this ultimate, you know, creator or being you know, initiated everything into
Really?
action
So you
by
think
mathematics.
people aren't easily scared way back when with lightning coming out of the sky and hitting the ground? You think, this is, nothing to worry about, nobody to pray to. That's the way we handled it, right?
Well, no, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think anyone. I don't think. I mean, I don't. There was always some kind of God in pretty much all these societies, you know, and groups going all the way back. That's what I'm saying. Is it's a kind of a new concept. This atheist.
When we trace back the God concept, it ends up like maximum 14,000 years. And before that, we don't see any God concept. So you can't claim that God
But
concept
we
was
don't have
always
any
there.
like. Well, we don't have a lot. We don't have any evidence of civilizations and stuff
Okay,
either.
so
So
that suggests that maybe God concept came after we became civilized. That doesn't necessarily
well,
mean
right.
that.
But I mean, wouldn't you agree that like the original humans would probably have had a good understanding of where they came from?
I don't think they had any
Really?
understanding about that.
You don't think that? So they just boop. Whoa, what's going on? What's happening?
No, they saw themselves being born. That's where they
Yeah.
came from.
They saw themselves being born.
Well, they saw others being born. We all know how the birth process works. So there's no
Right.
mystery there.
Right. So that's what I'm saying is that the original people, I think, would have obviously known where they came from. Wouldn't you agree?
I'm their mother.
If
Right.
that's
Well, I
what you
mean, the
mean,
original mother, the original people, the Adam and Eve, if so you will.
There's no Adam and Eve. Oh, you're not going to bring Adam and Eve into this, are you?
Well, I just meant the idea that the first people.
Well, you have an emergence of humanity from a lower form of life, and you classify it any way you want. There were more than one species of hominid that could qualify as some sort of humanity. Neanderthal, and I don't
Mhm.
know. There's a bunch of them. I don't know the names.
Right.
And the smartest one, the one who mutated most appropriately, most effectively, which ended up being Homo sapien, ends up surviving the best. That's it. Any questions?
Yeah, with the homo. So if you believe in the evolutionary theory, I guess the portion where people came from monkeys or whatever they evolved from, don't
Uh-huh.
you think they would have known that they were coming from monkeys? They
No,
would see people
no,
go through those.
no. They don't see any of that. It's quite a gradual process, and they don't think like that. You're coming from a lower form, and you're mutating into something that we closer to what we call a human. That's all.
Yeah, I just in the history of man, we don't ever see any transition at all with
All right.
monkeys and
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Right. We don't see monkeys turning into humans. Thank you. It's
I
not the
never
way it works.
or even it's like, oh, what's wrong with my kid? And, he's you know got
He's a monkey.
transitioning, and he's this.
Wait,
You know,
wait.
I mean,
I don't think you really think
Y-
that it
y-
works in this way. You're joking right now, right?
So your kid transitioning is a boy that wants to be a girl.
no, I'm saying no one ever has a pet monkey that has a baby and it turns into this half between human and monkey, some kind of creature.
Not the way evolution works.
It doesn't work like that. Who said that illusion works like that?
This guy sounds
You took your biology classes in the supermarket or what?
No, I understand. You think it takes, X amount of years, millions of years or whatever.
Millions
for
of
the
years.
transition
That's
to
why
happen.
you don't see such kind of things happening, or people are realizing such things instantly. That's why you shouldn't expect to see such kind of differences.
But they would at some point realize it, right? I mean,
No,
if they're
if something
millions
is
of
too
years into the
slow, you don't
process,
realize
half
it. If something is too slow, you don't realize that.
even in the
having like 2 years for
even
monkeys.
in the earliest emergence of humanity, in the earliest times, they were still doing what every other biological creature was doing, looking to kill something and eat it. That's their
Mhm.
main concern, not writing a thesis on how we got here. No, they weren't doing that.
But at some point, when we became humans or whatever, like, then they would have probably. I mean, do you get what I'm saying? Like, even
Insane.
if that process, at some point, you're going to recognize that you're not what you used to be, right?
No, you're not. You don't look at it that way. You are what you are. You don't
Right.
wonder why am I this and not that. That's not what
Do you think
people do.
monkeys are still going to evolve in millions of years to more humans?
First of all, you don't even have these theories until later, until we decide how to figure out where we did come from. They weren't doing that back in the earliest of days.
Well, yeah, I think they all just agreed that we came from.
They
I
didn't
mean,
agree
they have
on
the
anything.
theory.
They were looking for something to eat. That's it.
Well, I mean, in
The,
human
the
civilization.
motivating force for all biology is to acquire resources, and because if you don't survive. That's their purpose in existence, and it still is to this very day. Yeah. So there. Witty noggins. Noggins. Witty noggins.
There you go.
Huh.
My name is Daniel, though.
Your name is what?
Daniel.
Oh, another Daniel.
Well, my.
We'll call you Witty.
Cool.
Are you? Do you have a religion, Witty?
Yes.
Which one would that be?
I'm So I'm a Christian, but you know, within the 40 million denominations, I um,
Better.
Wait a second. You just
okay.
you-
Hold on, I'm trying to
you're good.
switch this over to my mic. um, within that framework, which is typically what I do, is go on and um, kind of have open chats about which view of theology I hold to.
You
But
know what I invite you to do?
uh,
I invite you to look into the history of your God. You
oh, I have.
started out as Yahweh. Do you have any idea where the concept of Yahweh came from? The one that's now the God of everything?
Well, he's not the God of everything. He's the Abrahamic God. I think he is the God of everything. I think he's the true God. But
That's what he's claimed to be. He's one God in existence.
yeah, so
Yeah.
in the so I believe in
But
the
he didn't
universe.
start out that way. Yahweh was just one of a bunch of gods. Yahweh was a storm god and a war god. Way back when he was first referenced, as early as we know, in the 14th century BC. That's it. And he was connected with the Shasu people and blah blah blah. And then the Israelites eventually adopt Yahweh as their god, and you can tell that they were warlike. They loved to invade people, slaughter everybody, and take their land. This is it. This is
Mhm.
your godly narrative.
Well, first of all, and I'm not an Old Testament scholar, but in the
Well,
in the Old Testament, um, a lot of people pull up verses of them going in, but they always don't read the parts where God warned these people for hundreds and hundreds of
get out of
years.
here. Well, that is so silly. God warned these people. What kind of stupidity is that? If I got a warning from somebody in the clouds, sure as hell, I'm going to pay attention. But
Or
that never happened. So
Horatio,
don't tell me he warned them.
I want to say something, Horatio, in
That's just so
I'm just
silly.
telling you
our,
according
in
Yeah,
to
I
our
know. According to some fable, I
according to the
get
story,
it.
it's according to the scriptures and the
Yeah,
scribes.
it's a fable.
Yeah,
It's a fable. That's all it
so
is. I mean, use your sense.
so there's
You
there's
really
also there's
think
also a
you
lot of
really think he warned anybody?
of course.
You do. How did he warn them?
I want to say something
Well, we
in
have.
our chat's
Go ahead.
defense. First of all, I think that there is a lot of lack of understanding in hermeneutics in those statements that you are doing. I think hermeneutics are fundamental to understand, the scriptures on the Old Testament. If you, as a modern Christian, think like if that book is a sort of magical book, then you are totally wrong. Is because that is the first error, the first mistake that I think a lot of people, either atheists or Christians, they commit, also both at the same time. I think is that the lack of knowledge in hermeneutics to understand the nature of the text, the context, and the historical context. The conception that Yahweh was the God of war and the storm and all of that, it can be understood as the conception of that people from that time they had about God, because they had a lot of ignorance. In
Of
it's
course.
like, yeah, you need to understand as the conception of the Bronze era people from that period of time, had about something. I think the most complex being in the, in the whole, in everything, which could be God, if God exists, and Yahweh is God. If God then starts doing storms, and also there is like the Siusudra or Noah Ark story, and also the the wars between the Philistines, and you know,
What about
you
it?
will understand. What you will understand. You will that if you are a Bronze Era people, if you are a Bronze Era man that just that you just have a very small knowledge about God, you will say, oh, this is the God of war and the storms, but it's not, because it would be is the understanding from that people they had in that moment.
And that was paganism, right?
And they also understood that they're supposed to invade cities and bring them to their knees and take slaves and slaughter every living thing. That was also their understanding. And you're going to tell
After
me
400 years of warning.
Again with your
If
warning? Oh, you sound so silly.
Well, I'm just saying,
Nobody,
what if God did warn them? What if God did
nobody,
warn them for 400 years?
nobody has ever heard, seen, or touched your figment of your imagination. Nobody. So what do you keep saying he warned them?
I'm
You're
just
just
saying,
making up a narrative.
in the specific part of the Old Testament that you're referring to, there also, I mean, you can't say I believe that, but I don't believe all. I mean, I'm just telling you what it says, and it says that after hundreds and hundreds of years of warning, right, that God
Stop,
invaded,
stop,
and that's how things would work, right? Kings would come and kings would
stop.
go.
Nobody mentioned Yahweh before the 14th century. The humanity's been on the planet for 75,000 years minimum, and he was not in existence. Nobody knew of any Yahweh or any Buddha or any Hindu god. Nobody. These didn't exist 75,000 years ago when people were already here. This is
I mean,
just
if
a
that's what you want to
narrative
believe.
along the way trying to capture the history of all humanity.
I'm
It's
saying we
bullshit.
have a 5,000-year-old library in the Bible, okay? And all through the Old Testament, right? You got also, you can check out, there are hundreds and hundreds of prophecies that have been fulfilled.
Oh, stop it. Just stop it. You're just sounding retarded now.
I mean, dude, look, you
5,000
can get
years is.
angry and call
I'm
me
not. I'm
retarded if you
calling you
want to.
retarded. That doesn't mean I'm angry.
Well,
You're talking about 5,000 years. We've been on the planet for 75,000 years.
Okay, show me
Can you
some sources that
explain?
are 75,000
Can you
years
explain
old
the
from
first
human
70,000?
society. Show me.
Where was your God in the first 70,000 years of humanity? Where?
Okay, well, if my
Give me
God
the
is real, then
story.
he's always been around, my friend.
Yeah, he's always been around, but nobody's talked about him until 3,400 years ago.
Okay,
But he's always
well,
been around.
how long? What's the oldest human society? I mean, records that we have, my friend.
What's the difference?
The difference is you can say we've been around for 1,000,000 years, but we don't have any evidence of societies and stuff or anything like that. So the oldest literature and stuff that we have,
Yeah,
we go all the way back to this stuff, man.
right. Points to a god of war.
Well, it's not a god of war.
And a
that would be
god
a
of
pagan.
storms. That's your
That's a
ancient
Roman
literature.
and pagan understanding. God, the way that the Abrahamic religions view him.
Well, how much communication is going on if your God is being thought of as a storm god and a war god? How much communication is there?
That's not the same God, that's what I'm saying. Is that you're talking about the pagan view of God.
Well, there is no other view. Did he make it clear that he's not?
That he's not what?
That he's not what they believed. Was there any communication? All the communication comes from people and their view. All of it. And that's why he changed finally into a monotheistic God. And the only reason we're still talking about Yahweh or anybody else like that.
I don't know what source you're talking about that refers to Yahweh before.
Before what?
I mean, before the Abraham, like the Old Testament literature that we have.
It wouldn't matter if you had any literature or not. I'm just telling you what your God was.
Well, according to like the Old Testament, right? In these Abrahamic religions, God is just, he is good and merciful, but he also has wrath. And so he's all these characteristics. He's not just war.
Yeah, where do you get this list of characteristics about your God? Where do you get them?
Yeah, you can get it in the scriptures itself.
In the scriptures, where do you get these scriptures?
Right, like I said, so this is a 5,000-year-old library with over 44 authors. These are, manuscripts.
Yeah. Where did these manuscripts? Who authored these manuscripts?
Once again, it depends. There's over 44 that they know authors.
Were they all written by men?
Yes, they were written by men, and it says that they were inspired by God.
Inspired by God. Oh, that's your secret back door. He's coming through the back door. He inspired them.
These are all arguments that have been around forever.
Yeah, their arguments been around forever. Doesn't mean they're any good.
All right.
Okay, thanks for joining all. As I said, as I shared the link, you can continue listening if you want. And I'm ending the stream right now. Thanks for joining again.